What we get to do today.
What? Slay a dragon, ride a majestic horse. Wait. Feast with the king and queen?
Okay, those are all really fun and they sound like we should totally do them soon, but not quite. We got an invitation. Let me tell you what it says. Hear ye, hear ye.
That's us.
That's us. The honor of the presence is hereby requested at the Royal Castle of Church Experience.
Oh!
Yep. It's to be held at 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 11th.
Wait. October 11th is, that's today. So you're telling me that we got an official invitation to go to a castle?
Yes. And wait, down here it says festivities and feasting to follow.
I love feasting.
Me too. Okay.
I cannot wait.
I think we look really good, but we need to fit in with the royal officials. So we're gonna change, but before we do, you will need this notebook and this pen.
Perfect, and I brought my camera.
Perfect. That's amazing. So you are gonna do some notes in there because I'm gonna give you cool facts about the castle. I researched it.
Perfect, okay, well this is so exciting. When do we get to go?
Soon.
Okay.
But before we do, you know, we have to jump into worship and give
right.
God our best moves.
Yes.
Waking up knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living. With you, I've made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. See the sun now bursting through the clouds. Black and white turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. This is living now. This is living now. prince?
Let's see. Chicken a la king? No, that's being king crab. I hate when they do that. Caesar salad. A du brute? Nope. Aha. To make a prince.
Make me a prince.
All right! Yo, yo, woo, woo, woo. That fez and vest combo is much too 3rd century. These patches, what are we trying to say? Beggar? No, let's work with me here. Ooh, I like it muy much. Now, still need something. What does it say to me?
Then what better way to make your grand entrance on the streets of Agrabah than riding your very own brand new camel?
Watch out, they spit.
And silent.
Could I just take that back for a moment?
Why, you clumsy!
Did not see that coming.
I am Moana of Motunu. This is my canoe, and you will journey to different...
All right, get over it. We gotta move. And she's back.
I am Moana of Motunu.
It was Moana. How's your day going?
Who else knows my location? Wind Rider.
All right, Blondie.
Rapunzel.
Gesundheit. Here's the thing. I was in a situation. Gallivanting through the forest. I came across your tower, and... Oh no. Where is my satchel?
I've hidden it. Somewhere you'll never find it.
It's in that pot. Would you stop that?
Now it's hidden where you'll never find it. So, what do you want with my hair? To cut it?
What?
Sell it?
No! Listen, the only thing I want to do with your hair is to get out of it. Literally.
Wait, you don't want my hair?
Why on earth would I want your hair? Look, I was being chased. I saw a tower. I climbed it. End story.
You're telling the truth?
Yes.
Oh boy, I am so excited about touring the royal castle today. Look how beautiful it is.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It is. Look, Natalia, when I got the invitation in the mail, I started to research facts about the castle. Now, did you know that the outside of castles would take hundreds of people to build?
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get my pen and my paper out.
Okay, now get this. Did you also know that it took 10 years to build a castle?
Are you serious?
10 years? That's longer than some of our KE friends have been alive.
Yeah, that is a long time.
It is, and if you notice the rocks and architecture of the castle, it looks so sturdy.
Whoa, it really is. It looks beautiful, honestly.
It does, it sure does. And you know what? One last thing I will say, castles were made of brick and stone, but wait for it, I have a very fun fact. Okay, they were held together by this sticky thing that, hello, guess what were the ingredients in it?
I don't know.
Okay, get this. Sand, water, wait for it,
Ready?
lime!
Lime?
I know!
That is so random.
Isn't
Man.
it? Also, castles were made to keep the people inside safe.
Ooh.
They were also built on hills so enemies could be seen far, far away.
Oh boy, enemies? You know, it makes me sad to think about anyone having enemies. You know, God doesn't want us to have enemies.
I agree. In fact, I have a video I would love to share with you about King David and how he was able to help someone. God bless them, even though he was really sad.
And David said, "Is there still anyone left of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake?" Now there was a servant of the house of Saul, whose name was Ziba, and they called him to David. And the king said to him,
Are you Ziba?
And he said,
I am your servant.
And the king said,
Is there not still someone of the house of Saul, that I may show the kindness of God to him?
Ziba said to the king,
There is still a son of Jonathan. He is crippled in his feet.
The king said to him,
Where is he?
And Ziba said to the king,
He is in the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, at Lodebar.
Then King David sent and brought him from the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, at Lodebar. And Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, son of Saul, came to David and fell on his face and paid homage. And David said,
Mephibosheth.
And he answered,
Behold, I am your servant.
And David said to him,
Do not fear, for I will show you kindness for the sake of your father Jonathan, and I will restore to you all the land of Saul your father, and you shall eat at my table always.
And he paid homage and said,
What is your servant, that you should show regard for a dead dog such as I?
Then the king called Ziba, Saul's servant, and said to him,
All that belonged to Saul and to all his house I have given to your master's grandson. And you and your sons and your servants shall till the land for him and shall bring in the produce, that your master's grandson may have bread to eat. But Mephibosheth, your master's grandson, shall always eat at my table.
Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Then Ziba said to the king,
According to all that my lord the king commands his servant, so will your servant do.
So Mephibosheth ate at David's table like one of the king's sons. And Mephibosheth had a young son whose name was Micah. And all who lived in Ziba's house became Mephibosheth's servants. So Mephibosheth lived in Jerusalem, for he ate always at the king's table. Now he was lame in both his feet.
Natalia, you know what I noticed in that story? King David really relied on God and stood by him.
You know, although he was sad about his friend passing away, he knew God had a plan for him and he was able to help out Mephibosheth.
That is so true. You know what? I truly want to be more like that. We all may feel sad sometimes, and some days we could be sad for something so tiny, like our ice cream falling on the floor.
Yeah, you know what? That is the worst. Or when something big happens in life, like a good friend moving away.
Right. Just how King David was comforted by God, I know that when I'm sad, God will be there for me just how he was there for David and Mephibosheth.
You know, I agree. One thing that stood out in that story was that God brought King David to Mephibosheth for a reason.
That is so true. God sure does put people in our lives for a reason. Wow! Hold on, you know what I just realized? This room, you can hear everything echo!
Echo!
Echo! Echo! Echo! Wow!
You know what? This sure is a big room.
Really?
Yeah, I can do so much in here.
Me too. You know, I will tell you, if I lived in a castle, I think I would connect the ropes from there to there and swing like Tarzan.
Okay. That's hilarious. I would probably get my pet horse and have him ride back and forth through the castle while I was waving a kid experience flag.
Oh!
Right?
That would be such a great idea. And you know what? We should try that if we do find a horse around here. I love all the fun ideas that you have. And you know what? I do have a video I would love to share with you about what actually goes on in a castle. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Palaces are very big and have many hundreds of rooms. A palace sometimes has a swimming pool, a helicopter landing pad, a doctor's surgery, and even its very own post office. The king or queen of a country is called a monarch. Important people from around the world come to visit them and sometimes bring unusual gifts, even live animals. The animals are always given away to a nice, safe home. When a monarch attends a posh dinner, people usually don't start eating until the monarch picks up his or her knife and fork.
That is so interesting that no one eats until the king grabs his fork first. Honestly, I would have messed up. I would have already been eating, okay?
Me too. Isn't that interesting? And to give give you a fun fact about the room that we're in right now. It is actually used for outside royal balls. In this room, as well as many rooms inside of the castle, they would invite their best guests, get all dressed up, and host charities, parties, and fun!
What? They got to attend royal balls? I would definitely break out in a fun break dance in the middle of the king's ball during a ceremony.
Okay, I would love to see that.
Boom.
No way. Oh!
Boom. Just like that. Ha! That would be so much fun. I wonder what those fancy rooms look like before the king and the queen get ready before a ball.
You know what? You read my mind. That is the next stop on our tour. And as we head over to that room, let's check back in with King David and Mephibosheth.
Hello, Skylark the Falcon here, King Asher's right-hand falcon. I literally sit on his right hand, but there's more to my job than that. I'm a protector and messenger of the king. King Asher and I have been through thick and thin together, and I've seen him face all sorts of trials. Most of the time, he's brave and always saves the day, but sometimes things are difficult, and it's my job to make him feel better when he's down. For example, there was one time when I saw my king go proudly into battle. Now, this wasn't just any battle, it was the battle of the century, the Great Thumb War. Unfortunately for my king, he has tiny thumbs. I'm talking much smaller than an average thumb should be, like baby thumbs. He practiced as much as he could, but alas, his tiny thumbs lost that fateful day. He retreated back into his garden where no one else was allowed to go. Not wanting to see anyone, he spent his days alone. He wouldn't eat, he wouldn't sleep. He just kept replaying the Great Thumb War over and over in his head. He was so sad. Being the king's right-hand falcon, I've seen my king sad, but never like this. I knew I needed to help him, but how? I then remembered a courageous king in the Bible named King David. One day, King David found out some terrible news. His best friend Jonathan had died in battle. King David asked his helper if Jonathan had any family that was still alive. He found out that, indeed, there was someone, Jonathan's very own son, Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth had been sad too. His father Jonathan was killed in battle, and on the same day, he had an accident and broke his legs. He could never walk again. But when David found out that Mephibosheth was still alive, he knew he had to comfort him. So he brought him to his castle and let Mephibosheth live like royalty. God used David to comfort and bless Mephibosheth, even when he was sad. Once I remembered this story, I went to my nest and retrieved some of his favorite things. I swooped into the garden like the great falcon I am, and dropped his special stuffed bunny and a delicious snack of pickled pig's feet. Even though that was his favorite treat, it still didn't cheer him up. Then it came to me. He needed his shield. It had always been a reminder that God was with him through every battle. I was absolutely right. King Asher took one look at the shield, and he realized that God loved him and was blessing him even when he was sad.
Man, you know, Natalia, I don't like being sad. And there may be a lot of KE friends that have been sad before.
You know what, Julie? I don't like being sad either. So many things make us sad, like when I would get a bad grade on a test, or when I lost my favorite toy, or even to have someone that we know getting sick.
Yeah.
But in those times, you can remember that you are blessed and that God will comfort you.
You know, I'm so thankful for that. Just like in this story, God sent David to comfort Mephibosheth when he was sad. It was really sad to see that his father died, but David took him in. And you know what? God might use a friend or family to help us remember that when we're sad.
You know, in those times, God comforts us by giving us hope that He's gonna take care of us because He knows what's best.
even when something sad might happen to us, one important thing to remember is that God has a plan for all of us. For you, and even myself.
You know what? I completely agree, Julie.
Yes, and King David was able to use his resources to bless Mephibosheth and to allow him to never go hungry and have a place to go when he was alone.
You know, just how we talked about earlier, that God sure places the right people in our lives at the right moment.
Yes. Since we're talking about God placing people in our lives at the right moment, I just want to take a moment to say I am so glad you're on this adventure with me.
Me too. Do you have any fun facts about the room that we're in now?
Oh, yes. This is the royal bedroom. And you know what? Let me tell you this. What is interesting about castles is that there could be over 23 rooms in one castle alone.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So this is just one of the many rooms the king and queens get ready?
Oh yeah. And Natalia, in this room, I would probably have a huge pillow fight with the king and queen. It would be so much fun.
Oh man. Well, since you mentioned there are 23 rooms, I think I would personally jump on every couch and bed and bounce from room to room.
That is hilarious. Here, let me hold your notebook so you can take pictures. And you know what? This room makes me feel like I'm at Disney World. Would you like to play a Guess the Disney Character game with me?
Yes, but when I'm at Disney, I feel like royalty, so let's jump in.
Oh, yes. Man, I am so blessed even when I'm sad, Natalia. We can learn so much from King David and Mephibosheth.
You know, so true. We can be reminded that God is always with us in the sad moments of life.
God really does bless us even when we could be sad. KE friends, stand up with us and let's go over our takeaway for the day. Come on, follow along with us. Ready? I'm blessed.
I'm blessed.
Even when I'm sad.
Even when I'm sad.
You know, that was really amazing, friends. But let's say it together this time. Ready? I'm blessed even when I'm sad. Wow, that was so much fun, KE friends. Let's stay standing as we go over our Bible verse for this week. Great blessings belong to those who know they are spiritually in need. God's kingdom belongs to them. Matthew 5:3. Great blessings belong to those who know they are spiritually in need. God's kingdom belongs to them. Matthew 5:3. Great blessings belong to those who know they are spiritually in need. God's kingdom belongs to them.
I was lost with a broken heart. You picked me up, now I'm set apart. From the ash I am born again, forever safe in the Savior's hands. could say I follow you, go for all my days. Fix my eyes, follow in your ways. Forever free in unending grace. 'Cause you are my freedom. We lift you higher, lift you higher. Your love, your love, your love, never ending. Oh, oh, oh. You are alive in us. Nothing can take your place. You are all we need. Your love has set us free. Oh, oh, oh. In the midst of the darkest night, let your love be the shining light, breaking chains that were holding me. You sent your son down to set me free. Everything of this world will fade. I'm pressing on till I see your face. I will live that your will be done. I won't stop till your kingdom come. 'Cause you are my freedom. We lift you higher, lift you higher. Your love, your love, your love, never ending. Oh, oh, oh. You are alive in us. Nothing can take your place. You are all we need. Your love has set us free. Oh, oh, oh. You are my freedom. We lift you higher. You are my freedom. We lift you higher, lift you higher. Your love, your love, your love, never ending. Oh, oh, oh. You are alive in us. Nothing can take your place. You are all we need. Your love has set us free. You are alive in us. Nothing can take your place. You are all we need. Your love has set us free. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
This has been quite the adventure getting to tour the castle today. You know, before we head out, it is time to reflect on what we have learned. Our first question for today is, can you think of a time when you felt sad? And how did you deal with it?
Our second question is, how can you know you're blessed even when you're sad?
And our final question is, what does God want to do for you when you're feeling sad?
Another awesome part about our friendship with God is praying to Him.
That is so right, Natalia. We can tell God anything we want and ask Him any questions that are on our minds. Let's all open our hearts to God right now by praying together. Heavenly Father, you are the most powerful King in all of creation. thank you for blessing us even when we're sad.
Help us to remember that you're with us and help us to see how you're comforting us. We love you.
Amen. Man, Natalia, I have had the best time with you today. We got to tour a castle, and you know what? This has been on my bucket list for the longest time.
Me too. Look at all of the notes that I took today. I learned so much today, especially knowing that I'm blessed even when I'm sad.
Absolutely. And you know what? Next time I'm sad, I think I'm going to think about the situation I'm in and thank God for the blessings that He's giving me, and to always remember to praise Him through any storm. You know what, Natalia? I do also have one last fact for you. This is a special room. This is where they feast.
What?
So, did you know that at a royal feast, they feast with their hands only?
Oh, wait, what? They eat with their hands?
Yep, no utensils. And you know what? They would also have guests that entertain them through the royal night with their family.
You know what, Julie? You're honestly making me hungry talking about what happens at a feast. We should head over to the feast. We were invited to.
We definitely need to go. Let's go. And you know what? Next week we're going on such an epic adventure. You know, I can't wait.
Oh, I just can't wait to see what our next adventure is going to entail.
Bye, KE friends!